Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Water cannon has been used by Polish border guards to try and push back migrants in Belarus from illegally entering Poland. Aerial footage shows water being sprayed at migrants waiting to get across. Some migrants were seen throwing rocks at the Polish troops in a chaotic attempt to cross into the EU. Video released by Polish authorities purports to show Belarusian troops attempting to pull down the fence separating the border last night. Thousands of migrants have gathered on the Belarusian side of the frontier in the last week, enduring freezing temperatures in makeshift camps. Meanwhile, France has dismantled a large migrant camp on its northern coast, where increasing numbers of people hoping to reach the UK had settled. French officers pulled down tents and evacuated up to 1,500 migrants from the site near Dunkirk. Authorities also say they have arrested 13 suspected people smugglers. France is in a row with the UK over its handling of rising numbers of migrants trying to cross the English Channel from camps in northern France. Myanmar's military authorities are adding new electoral fraud charges to ousted leader Aung San Suu Kyi and members of her administration for abuse of power. The state media announcement means she's now facing 11 criminal charges, including 2 of corruption and 1 of violating the Official Secrets Act. Her charges carry a maximum of more than 100 years prison sentence. The Nobel Peace Prize laureate was arrested in an early morning raid before the February coup that overthrew her elected government. 2 explosions have shaken the centre of the Ugandan capital Kampala, killing at least 6 people and wounding dozens of others. One blast took place near Parliament, with the other close to the city's police headquarters. Witnesses told of carnage at the scene, with cars ablaze and windows shattered. Officials say more bombs have been found in other parts of the city. The cause of the blasts were not immediately clear. Ugandan authorities have blamed previous bombings on Islamist militants. The Libyan general Khalifa Haftar, whose army is based in the east of the country, has announced that he intends to run in the presidential election due next month. In a televised speech, General Haftar said elections were the only way out of Libya's severe crisis. The military prosecutor had already asked the electoral authorities to reject General Haftar's possible candidacy because of the offence he launched against the capital Tripoli in 2019. Germany's energy regulator has suspended the approval process for the controversial Nord Stream 2 natural gas pipeline from Russia to Germany. It said the pipeline's operating company needed to be compliant with German law. Russia's state-owned Gazprom said the pipeline was ready in September, but it has been beset by delays. Critics fear the pipeline will increase Europe's energy dependence on Russia. Huge rainstorms have triggered landslides in Canada's western province of British Columbia. The flooding shut roads, prompting the evacuation of an entire town and delaying flights. Stranded drivers and passengers were even rescued by helicopter from an unpassable highway. Authorities, some 200 kilometres northeast of Vancouver, ordered all 8,000 citizens to leave. Some areas received 8 inches of rain, the amounts they usually see in 1 month. The Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall are visiting Jordan and Egypt this week, becoming the first members of the royal family to carry out a major overseas tour since the COVID-19 pandemic started. They began the 4-day visit meeting dignitaries in Jordan. As with all royal tours, they've been asked to visit both countries by the government and will use the trip to highlight the important bonds between the UK and both Jordan and Egypt. And finally, a huge Hogwarts cake has been unveiled to mark the 20th anniversary of the release of the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Cake sculptor Michelle Wibowo took 6 weeks to create the baked masterpiece, which stands at 1.5 meters tall and 2 meters wide and weighs nearly 100 kilograms. The cake, made from vegan-friendly ingredients, is internally illuminated with 30 lights. The edible model of the world-famous Wizarding School was revealed at the Warner Brothers studio tour today. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.